A lot goes into keeping a precision operation moving. The inputs you choose have to deliver results. Delaro Complete Fungicide from Baird offers unmatched consistency and the most complete disease control available. Your corn and soybeans are protected and yields higher, even in unpredictable conditions. With Delaro Complete, you get results you can count on to help keep your precision operation running smoothly. Always read and follow label instructions. To learn more, visit delarocomplete.us today.
WSGW News Time, 9:08. The weather forecast is next. State police officials say a motorist shot in a struggle with a sheriff's deputy during a traffic stop in western Michigan had been pulled over for suspicion of impaired driving. 22-year-old Joseph Nagel of Comstock Park was shot and killed by an Allegan County sheriff's deputy on June 16th. In a news release Thursday night, state police officials say Nagel showed signs of impairment during sobriety tests, and when the deputy told him he was under arrest, he started to fight. The deputy shot him once in the chest. Would you buy an electric vehicle if the battery wasn't included in the sticker price? Autobeat reporter Jeff Gilbert has that question.
EV startup VinFast will soon offer a 2-row electric utility with a starting price around $40,000. But you also have to lease the battery for an additional payment of more than $100 a month. The company's chief service officer, Craig Westbrook, expects some pushback.
The problem is it's unconventional, and the advantage is that's what a pioneer has to go through to get there.
VinFast, with headquarters in Vietnam, says its first models will hit the U.S. market later this year.
Jeff Gilbert, the Michigan News Network.
Today would be a good day to gas up for the weekend. Gas prices have dropped a bit more since yesterday, with prices in Michigan now averaging $5.09 per gallon. However, prices are still higher than the national average, which is currently $4.93 per gallon. Some local stations have dropped below $5 per gallon. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 9:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Sunny for today. Highs top out near 91 degrees. Winds west-southwest around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear skies, light winds. Lows drop to 66. Saturday, lots more sunshine. Highs warm into the lower 90s. South winds increase to 5 to 15. Higher gusts possible. Saturday night, it becomes mostly cloudy. Chance for showers developing or building into the area after midnight. Lows fall back to 71. And then Sunday, shower chances continue mainly through the early part of the afternoon. I'm Phil Jensko with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Right now, it's 72.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Good morning, Jonathan Dent here, filling in on the Art Lewis Show for the man himself. Art's taking the week off, well-deserved break for him. We look forward to hearing from him once again next week, but for right now, we've got a great show lined up for you today. We're going to start out talking with Dr. James Grant of the Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan about the difference between migraines and headaches, knowing the difference and what you can do about them. If we've got time after that, we will open up the phones. And then we're going to head over to Terry Henne, who is on remote today. We're going to have a bit of an extended conversation with him. We usually are rushing through things when we're on the farm program, but we're going to slow down, take our time. We're going to have a few guests, as he is at the Young Farmers Golf Outing today out in Vassar. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. We're going to talk the difference between migraines and headaches with Dr. James Grant, who I have here via remote. Dr. Grant, good morning.
Good morning, Jonathan. How are you?
Great. So I think a lot of people, I think that migraines and headaches are often confused. I think that things are mislabeled. Could you just give us some clarification? What are we talking about when we're talking about the terms migraines and headaches?
Well, Jonathan, migraines are a headache. It's one type of headache. So migraines are really one of the more common types of headaches, and they're really, really severe. However, there's lots of other headaches, and ironically, we were following the weather and allergy alert, and one of the headaches people often get is, you get sinus headaches. I think we all get those where your sinuses are inflamed, and you feel that runny nose, that congestion, that fullness, sometimes a fever. People get cluster headaches, which is a common symptom with intense pain. It's really behind or near the ear. They sort of happen in groups, sometimes lasting 3 or 4 hours. We have tension headaches. But Jonathan, over 40 million Americans knowingly suffer from migraine headaches, making them probably one of the most common illnesses that we deal with. And that doesn't even include all the people who have undiagnosed migraine headaches.
Yeah. So what are some of the things that set apart migraines from other headaches? Because you talked a little bit about some of the symptoms and what sinus headaches feel like and cluster headaches. What does a migraine specifically feel like?
A migraine, actually, I'd say symptoms that you usually see that differ a migraine from the other headaches is an extreme sensitivity to light and sound. People that are experiencing migraines need total silence, no movement, lights off, quiet. They can also get very fatigued and very tired. That's another symptom. Incredible nausea. Patients with migraines will have. They'll have visual disturbances. They'll have double vision. They'll see the room spinning sometimes. And often they'll experience vomiting. It's not unusual to see all these things with a patient who really has a history of migraine headaches.
Is it common for migraines to be misdiagnosed as something else?
Yeah, it's actually sometimes migraines are diagnosed as whereas it may be something. It may be anything from like the headaches that we talked about before to something more organic, to something going on in your brain. So it's actually in some ways often it's like a diagnosis of exclusion. You have to make sure you don't have other reasons for headaches, but when you diagnose the migraine.
Right. Well, I know with cluster headaches, you said that they come in groups. People will suffer from them for an extended period of time. Is it similar with migraines where it is a concurrent thing where someone will suffer from migraines repetitively, or is it kind of like maybe getting the flu? You get it once and you're probably done for the year.
No, Jonathan, if you have migraines, you're going to get, it's rare to have just one migraine and that's it. If you have one migraine, it's probably not a migraine. If you get migraines consistently and you have the classic symptoms that go with migraines, that's more likely the issue that you're going to be dealing with. So isolated migraines aren't real common.
Interesting. When we're talking about what does a migraine look like, some of the background research that went into this, they have phases. I didn't realize that previously. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, Jonathan, if you talk to a patient who really suffers from migraines, they will describe the phases to you. And sometimes everyone has different symptoms in their phases. So the very first symptom or phase we have is called the prodromal phase. And that's before a migraine hits. A migraine patient can actually tell you it's on its way when they feel symptoms like mood swings. They're unusually hungry. They're unusually thirsty. Believe it or not, a frequent need to void. These things can happen with what we call the prodromal phase. Then we move to what we call the aura phase, and that's just before the migraine hits. It can affect your vision, your touch, your speech, even touching you can get incredibly sensitive. You'll see word slurring sometimes. Not everybody will experience the phases like this, and everyone's sort of symptoms that they display will be a little different. And then what we call the attack phase, and that's where the migraine comes, and it's so intense. It can last a couple hours. It can last actually a couple of days. And that's when the things I talked about before, the sensitivity to light, the nausea, the vomiting. And that's where people say, just put me in my room, let me rest, keep it quiet, keep it dark, and just work with me until we get through this. Right.
You talked about a little bit about the prodromal phase. At that point, is it too late to kind of course correct and avoid some of the more intense symptoms, or is there something you can do to try and lessen that impact?
That when we get to the prodromal phase, Jonathan, someone who has a history of migraines, they know it's coming and they know how they treat it best.
Right.
So one of the things that you can do is the minute you feel it coming, start on your therapies that work for you. It can be actually simple things, over-the-counter medicines like acetaminophen or Tylenol or naproxen or Relief, drugs like that, ibuprofen or Motrin. That can really begin to dull the headache. You shouldn't wait until it's so painful before taking the medicine, because if you can get it on the way, if you can get it in that prodromal phase, you may alleviate the intense attack phase. And that's really, really important, because once you get to the attack phase, we need to make sure, do simple things too. Cool down the head with an ice pack if you need to. Be sure to drink plenty of water. We know that dehydration is actually correlated with migraines. And like we said, sit in that quiet room, get it dark, look for support from your family.
Awesome. So you've talked about some of the things sufferers of migraines can do themselves. When should they contact a doctor? When is it at a point where you should seek medical assistance?
A patient with migraines, actually, once you have your first migraine or you don't know what it really is and they're consistent with what we've talked about, I think that's the time to call your primary care physician so we can get you some time of evaluation, some early therapy, instead of waiting for it to become debilitating for you.
Great. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll continue here talking with Dr. Grant of the Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Right now, we're going to go into break. We'll have the Fox Business Report, and we'll be right back.
The fundraisers are done. The time has come to party. Join us now through Sunday. It's the 72nd Annual St. Stan's Polish Festival. Plenty of bands, 4 fun-filled days of polka music, along with homemade Polish and American food. Games for all ages, including cornhole, raffles, an 80 by 210-foot entertainment tent with a 40 by 80-foot dance floor, and the Skirbeck Family Carnival and its amazing Midway. Where? 2501 John Solinsky Drive, Bay City. Visit us on Facebook for the band lineups and all the special events, including Kids Day on Saturday, the 72nd Annual St. Stan's Polish Festival, going on now through Sunday.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services. Investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Why would you pay full price when you know that you can save money at RocketGrabPlus.com? Check out our deals going on right now, from Applied Training, Style Encore, Frankenmuth Aerial Park, JB's Market, 120 Fitness, and more. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Technology shares are rebounding, helped by lower interest rates on treasuries. FedEx shares are getting a boost from a better-than-expected forecast for its business. Cybersecurity company BlackBerry continued to lose money in its recent quarter, though the loss was smaller than forecast. Online loan marketplace LendingTree has lowered its expectations, and LendingTree shares are losing ground. Zendesk, a company that makes customer service software, is close to being sold. The Wall Street Journal says it's close to a deal with a group of buyout firms. And Toyota needs to recall all 2,700 of its brand new electric crossover vehicles, the BZ4X, because wheel bolts could loosen and the whole wheel could fall off. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
If you're in the market for a new home or your dream home, go with a lender you can count on for competitive rates. Over 300 loan products and thousands of loan consultants to help make sure you get the home and the mortgage that you want. Call now to see if you're pre-approved. 866-888-LOAN. 866-888-LOAN. Or go to loandepot.com. Loan Depot, where home means everything. Rates are subject to change. Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. NMLS number 174457. Licensed in all 50 states.
Annette Glenn believes defunding police is radical and dangerous. Michigan's murder rate, 14th highest in the nation. Violent crime, above the national average. Annette Glenn backed more funding for police to keep us safe. Paid for by Annette Glenn for State Senate.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Though many people are doing okay today, there are still many people experiencing difficulties in the community. Here is a reminder for you of a free community resource you are encouraged to use if you find yourself needing extra support. 211 is a public service number for all non-emergency needs. You can call it anytime, any day, and an agent will connect you with whatever it is you're looking for. Food, financial assistance, housing support, clothing, transportation. All you need to do is dial 211 or text your zip code to 898-211 to get connected. Looking for a COVID testing location? Need help paying your bills? Is food in short supply for your family? Dial 211 to talk to a compassionate, highly trained agent who is ready to connect you with local resources. It is a free and confidential service to help you overcome obstacles of all sizes. This message is brought to you by the Saginaw Community Foundation, because it takes a village for good forever.
And we are back here with you on the Art Lewis Show on this wonderful Friday morning. Jonathan Dent in for Art Lewis today. We're having a great conversation with Dr. Grant of the Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan about the difference between migraines and headaches and kind of what can be done for people that suffer from migraines. Now, Dr. Grant, something that struck me was when you said that almost 40 million Americans knowingly suffer from migraine headaches. That's a huge portion of our population.
It is, Jonathan, and it's migraines. They can be debilitating, and they can actually really change the course of your. They'll for sure change the course of your day, and for some people, they change the course of their life or their career.
Yeah. So a lot of people are suffering with migraines out there, and a lot of people might not know that they are. But for those that do know and know how they best deal with them, they kind of know how to get through one. It'll be a terrible time, but they'll get through it. What would you say for people who are around them? Should they just trust that person to get through it? Is there anything that, if I have a friend or a family member who is suffering from a migraine, what can I do to help?
Jonathan, probably the greatest thing you can do is support them. People who don't have migraines, you really need to be empathetic. People who don't have migraines don't see it the same way, but they're strong, they're debilitating, they can take hours away in your life. They hurt. They're different. And if you're not a migraine sufferer, sometimes it's a little difficult to understand. It's difficult to empathize with, but what you need to do is support them, keep people away from them, keep them in the dark, sort of protect them and work with them as they get through it. I've seen so many times migraine patients, the most successful migraine patients are those that really have supportive friends and loved ones around them.
So that support structure is very important. it seems like. You mentioned dehydration as a contributing factor to migraines, and I think that that's something that sometimes doesn't get enough attention. Are there any other contributing factors that people should be aware of?
It's tough to tell. Everyone has certain things that will spark a migraine. There's no certain recipe that this is what you'll have. Basically, what you need to do is you need to know what it is for you personally. But it's often unpredictable, and that's the thing. It's dehydration is one thing, but dehydration also it's a therapy. When you feel it's coming, you want to drink a lot, and we're talking you want to really make sure that your body is well hydrated, drinking lots and lots of water. Eliminate the caffeine at the time. Caffeine actually can help with migraines. It's sort of a mixed thing. Caffeine actually is a known treatment for migraine headaches. As a matter of fact, some of the over-the-counter migraine medicines have caffeine in them. On the other hand, my caffeine can dehydrate you. So it's actually, you're trying to find that sweet spot, that sweet point. We talked about before, believe it or not, putting ice packs on your head can really help with a migraine. And like I said, the number one thing you ask anybody who suffers from migraines, they just want to be left alone. They want to be dark. They don't want to be touched. They don't want to be talked to. They just need to, they need that alone time to get through it.
Yeah. You mentioned that, I just want to touch on this, ice packs on the head. Does that have anything to do with inflammation, or is it just a temperature difference thing? Because I know that ice packs are often used for inflammation.
Well, it's not necessarily for inflammation. It's more to sort of to take some of the spasm that there may be away in the vessels.
Okay. Very interesting. It's just a matter of, with how unique these migraines can be based on who is suffering them, is there a different mechanism, or is it generally the same kind of, because, well, I guess there is studied and proven with the different phases. There's some consistency between them, but it seems like different people are going to suffer them in different ways. I think that that's a very interesting condition. Are there any other conditions that kind of follow that pattern?
No, if we were to take, Jonathan, a room, a focus group full of migraine patients and say, okay, everybody, what's your prodromal phase? We'll get all sorts of responses. And some of the responses will be, I really don't have a prodromal phase. Some of them will be, I get incredible hunger. Some of them can be, I get really thirsty. Some of them can be, I have to run to the restroom often. And everyone's it's sort of in some ways, it's a tailored approach because their prodromal symptoms are different person to person.
That's very interesting. Well, Dr. Grant, is there anything else you want to say concerning headaches? How can people find out more on this subject?
Actually, what you need to do is, the internet, believe it, is actually a great source to look up information on headaches. It's out there. It's the thing I'd like you to do when it's talking about migraines, let's make sure it's a migraine and not something worse. If you're experiencing bad headaches, get into your primary care physician as soon as you can. If you're a migraine sufferer, you know the game, and that's a different story. But what I don't want to see happen is somebody gets a severe headache, they ignore it thinking it's a migraine, they look at these other therapies, and it may be something else. Migraines, like I said, it's a diagnosis of exclusion sometimes. And we have to make sure that actually we exclude any other causes of the headaches.
Absolutely. Dr. Grant, thank you for your time here. We really appreciate it. It's a good conversation. It's a good thing to know about, especially since so many people may be suffering from this condition unknowingly. So thanks,
Jonathan.
For being here. We'll go into a break and we'll be right back. We'll open up the phones.
Welcome to retirement. Now, replace your paycheck. To local financial coach Kevin Ray, this is what retirement planning is all about.
Building monthly paychecks. And how you build those monthly paychecks is going to determine how well in retirement you're going to enjoy it. So sit down and build a good framework, and it starts with income.
So build your framework with Kevin and the team at Insight Folios today by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
Art Lewis here for Thalen Honda, North Euclid Avenue in Bay City. And as you know, new vehicle supplies are very low.
So I suggest you stop into Thalen Honda to secure a new Honda on order while you can. And with gas prices where they are, remember that Honda was ranked first among all full-line automakers in the 2021 EPA report at 29.1 miles per gallon, 3.7 miles per gallon higher than the industry average for the 2020 model year. Plus, the 2022 Honda Civic won the prestigious North American Car of the Year award. And in addition, the Honda Ridgeline was ranked first among the longest-lasting trucks. Visit Thalen Honda on North Euclid Avenue in Bay City today to see what's in the pipeline. Reserve the car of your dreams before it's too late. By the way, if you're looking to move up with a pre-owned vehicle, the Thalen dealerships have one of the largest inventories in the Great Lakes Bay region, all inspected and ready for immediate delivery. Check them out online at thinkthalen.com. The Thalen family's been serving your automotive needs for over 45 years.
Hello, I'm Shep. And I'm Mark. We're the friendly board-certified entomologists from Rose Pest Solutions. Let's tackle some spider myths. I've got one. Spiders will sneak up and bite you at night.
That's a myth. Spiders are not interested in having you as a midnight snack. Okay, I've got one. You swallow spiders while you're sleeping.
Myth. What spider would enter the snore hole of death? But here's a fact. Spiders can be hard to control.
So call the pros from Rose.
Call Rose Pest Solutions today.
800-966-ROSE.
Designed for any room and any climate. Hi, this is Mary Ann from Warden Interiors in Frankenmuth. Solid-Tech luxury vinyl flooring from Mohawk offers unmatched durability with a range of stylish hardwood and tile visuals in multiple sizes and widths for maximum design flexibility. 100% waterproof, stain, and scratch resistant, your kids and pets are no match for Solid-Tech. Come in and let our design team help you select the floor that you have always wanted. Warden Interiors on North Main Street in Frankenmuth will help you bring it all together.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for Salon Blue. You are going to get a shampoo, cut, and a deep condition for only $40. You must book an appointment with this deal. Walk-ins are not available. All of the service providers at Salon Blue are fully licensed through the state of Michigan. Call 989-772-8898 or visit SalonBlue.com. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com. We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar. Whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners, it's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Here at Total Wine & More, you'll love what you find, especially our totally low prices.
I'm firing up the grill for burgers and want to impress the neighbors.
This bourbon has a smoky flavor that'll go great with your grilling.
Nice! Wow, and look at that price. Well done.
I prefer medium rare. Your neighbors will love it. Love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More. Pickup and delivery available at TotalWine.com. Drink responsibly, B21.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
The WSW online poll with Russia's war against Ukraine, and we have athletes and performers being banned because of the continued sanctions and boycotts that are against the country, and the aspect of the Russian athletes and entertainers perhaps representing the country in a positive way. Some are saying it shouldn't happen. So Wimbledon is not going to allow athletes to play. U.S. Open tennis will. Russian players in the NHL won't be allowed to bring the Stanley Cup to the country. There's just some examples. Some supporters of this action say it's appropriate, especially if these individuals aren't denouncing Vladimir Putin. These Russian athletes and entertainers are saying, we've got family, and how can we say anything against Putin with our family still there in Russia? So our poll question, what do you think? Should Russian athletes, entertainers, be banned from competitions and events around the world because of the invasion of Ukraine by Russia? Would you say yes? Doesn't matter the circumstances. Would you say yes unless the person will speak out against the invasion? No, action should not be taken against individual athletes and entertainers, or you're not sure. You go to WSW.com, you can scroll on the homepage and make your vote that way.
The Morning Team Show, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. The WSGW Broadcasting Studios are sponsored by the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center in Midland.
We are back with you on the Art Lewis Show on this Friday morning. We made it. The weekend's right around the corner. Give yourself a pat on the back. We're almost there. Jonathan Dent filling in for Art Lewis this morning. We're going to open up the phones to you now, so you can call in, express your opinions, ask your questions. The phone number is 989-752-6111. We just had a conversation with Dr. James Grant from the Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan about headaches. And speaking of repetitive headaches, we're back on the gun control conversation. In the last 24 hours here, two big things have happened, and we've been hearing a lot about them. The first one, the Supreme Court decision striking down the New York law that has been on the books for some time as unconstitutional, that the state cannot require those seeking a permit to carry a weapon to need a reason beyond a reason for protection beyond what the average person would need, I think is more or less a simplification of what the law was. And then last night, the Senate passing the mental health bipartisan bill. Oh, what was the shortened name? I can't recall the shortened name of it right now, but it was a bill expanding background checks on gun purchasing, and also expanding mental health services and restrictions when it comes to purchasing and carrying a firearm. Love to hear your thoughts on that. 989-752-6111. For my money, I think that the unconstitutionality that was determined by the Supreme Court yesterday, I think that they may have made the right decision there when we talk about the letter of the law, especially given that after the Parkland shooting some time ago now, a federal judge determined that there is no duty for police to protect people. So I think that expanding that a little bit, the ability of people to protect themselves, may be the right call. But we've got a caller now. Bill from Cass City is calling in. Bill, good morning.
Oh, good morning, Jonathan. I have a problem with the new way of trying to get this done because nobody wants to do it. They talk about it, but just with the doctors getting involved and saying, well, Bill can't have a gun because of X, Y, or Z. I think it's a good idea, but the doctors are going to start using this HIPAA law. Well, we can't discuss his problem. I have a disease in my eyes that I'm going to go blind someday. Now, I would think it would be very, very prudent of my doctor to get a hold of the Secretary of State from the state of Michigan, if I don't have enough brains to do it, and say, wait a minute, Bill can't have a license because he can't see. It's not telling him what I got as a disease, it's just I can't see. It makes perfectly good sense, but the doctors don't want to get involved because they're going to get sued. This is nuts. We have laws on the books that said if you use a gun in the commission of a crime, you're going to prison. No ifs, no ands, no buts, but I'm not seeing it done yet. They have these shootings in the schools right away. Oh, well, we have this person over here of interest. Wait a minute. Do we have to let them kill somebody before we step up and say, time out? We can't do. I have guns, and it irritates me when they'll sit there within 15 minutes of this atrocity going. I know the one in Florida quite well because I have family there, and I know the one over in Oxford. Nobody did anything. The schools didn't do anything. The police didn't do anything because, well, he has rights. He can't, you can't charge him until he does it.
And that's the other thing. I think that it comes out a lot after these shootings that, oh, this person was on an FBI watch list. Well, first of all, I have certain thoughts on these FBI watch lists, but on the other hand, okay, so you're watching them. You're watching them walk into a school and shoot a bunch of kids. It doesn't seem like much is being done there, but also people are being very careful not to trample on Second Amendment rights. And at what point is it the doctor's job to get involved? Because I'm sorry to hear about your condition, but is it your doctor's job to be looking out for people around you, or is it your job as a responsible citizen to make sure that you're not hurting anybody?
Well, and I agree with you there, but the doctor at some point has to check up and say, give the Secretary of State's office a little ring and say, hey, Mr. Smith over here, shouldn't have a license anymore because he or she can't see properly, or they can't do this, that. They're not telling them what you have. They're just telling you that you should not have it. Now, maybe there needs to be not one doctor, but a group of doctors or a group of professionals, because I've said this, and I'm 75 years old, that there are people out here that should have to have an IQ competency test before they have children. I'm sorry. There's a lot of idiots out here in this world. And I grew up in a household where we had guns, but my old man said, don't touch it. You didn't touch it.
Yeah.
You did not screw around in one thing. You didn't have rights. Don't touch the thing.
Absolutely.
And now we seem like they're teaching everybody, well, but you have rights and you have no responsibilities, but you have rights. And, we don't want you to feel bad about yourself or anything else. It's crazy because you have these poor people that are getting killed. I know the one in Oxford. Now, why didn't the school board, why didn't the principals, why didn't those people in power take that kid aside and say, you're not going to school. You can't have this. We're not doing this. End of statement.
I think something you said there, rights and responsibilities, they go hand in hand, don't they? They're one and the same. In order to those who would trade, let's see if I can get this quote correct. Those who would trade security or would trade liberty for security deserve to have neither. And it comes with having the responsibility to be your own person, to stand up on your own 2 feet. That responsibility is what gives you that right, those rights that are secured. Being an individual human being is what gives you those rights. And I think that the more that we rely on other people to take care of those responsibilities that we have, the more we're going to start giving up on those rights that we've been given. Not that we've been given, that we have, I suppose.
I've heard these people say, well, these guns are made for war. If you study history, since the time of a spear was made for war. Yep. Crossbow was made for war. A bow and arrow was made for war. They just didn't make them just because they didn't have nothing better to do, and Robin Hood needed something. Right. Every gun, every weapon out there was made for war at one time or another. It evolved. Now we hunt, we fish, whatever we do with the weapon. But you have to have some common sense. I don't think we have any anymore because we're worried about little Johnny. When my kids were in school, you call me and there's a problem. The old man's coming to school and you ain't going to like it when I get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not going to like this one.
It's that parental responsibility, isn't it? Well, Bill, thank you for your call. Thank you for your thoughts. We've got to take a break. And all right, we'll be right back here on the Art Lewis Show.
There are a lot of decisions to make before you decide to spend your hard-earned money. How will it benefit me? Which features stand out? How much does it cost? And is it the best value? You need knowledgeable people helping you make the best decisions. Somebody that knows what they're talking about. Whether you're remodeling, dining out, planning your financial future, or making the right choices in running your business, the members of the Independent Business Association of Saginaw County are your best trusted source. The IBASC businesses serve this area with expertise, professionalism, and some of the best customer service anywhere. When you visit their website, ibasag.com, you'll find them. They're your neighbors who live and work in Saginaw County. They own local businesses and provide jobs to hundreds of residents. They're volunteers. They donate their time and money to local charitable organizations and care about your community. Keep the dollars here. Spend at the locally owned companies that make up the IBASC. People you know, businesses you can trust. For more information on these great businesses, visit ibasag.com.
For a beautiful look that protects and stays clean, choose Dutch Boy from Menards. Now all 11% off. Get quality products with smart technology like mildew-resistant coating, stain shield, and dirt-resistant paint and primer in the award-winning Dutch Boy Twist and Pour containers. Get 11% off everything, including the full line of Dutch Boy paints, now at Menards. Good through June 26th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
I'm Rocky Moselle with StarRegistry.com. Since we were children, we've been told to reach for the stars. It was great advice. Now it's a great gift. Name a star after someone. For $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com, we will name a star after someone very special to you and send an incredible personalized gift. The new star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com for the hottest gift.
TrackPhone wants to know, are you an influencer, a big live streamer? No? And guess what? You don't need an endless data plan. Get just the right amount of data with TrackPhone's new $40 unlimited talk and text smartphone plan. Now with 8 gigs of high-speed data and unlimited carryover on America's largest, most dependable network, now with 5G. Get the data you need at the price you want. TrackPhone Wireless. Now you're in control. Available at major retailers. 5G compatible device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at trackphone.com.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
WSGW is your station for the Tigers.
Fly ball deep down the left field line. Hooking in the corner. Gone! Eric Haas. Line drive. 3-run shot. And the Tigers have broken it wide open.
Tigers Baseball, brought to you in part by Premier Kitchen and Bath.
We are back here with you on the Art Lewis Show. Jonathan Dent filling in for Art this morning. We've got the open phones on right now, and we're talking gun control. At least we were. Feel free to talk about whatever you'd like to talk about. But we just had a great conversation, and now we're going to go over to Bay City, where Rob is standing by. Rob, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Hope you're doing well. My name is Rob. I'm a ham operator. The call is Kilo Charlie 8. Sierra Delta Lima. We use phonetics in case the conditions are really staticky. But anyways, I just like to make a quick announcement to you, sir. I'm part of the Bay Area Amateur Radio Club, and we're going to have our annual field day at the Frankenmuth Township Hall right off the Delta Road there, south of town. We're going to set up today, but the public is cordially invited to witness what we do. We'll get on the air tomorrow at 2:00 in the afternoon. We'll work 24 hours until 2:00 Sunday afternoon. And what we'd like to show the public, if in case the normal lines of communication, cell phones, satellite, would be interrupted by a natural or otherwise disaster, us ham operators can get on the air and convey vital communication to whoever needs to be talked to, like law enforcement, medical, what have you. And my radio I have an old Heathkit radio. It was built in 1968. That radio can get through when normal communication like cell phones and modern equipment fail.
That is
amazing. I'd bring that up. Thank you.
That's very very interesting stuff. And we did have a report on that earlier. I think that's amazing to have the amateur side of ham operation going around, because it's really foundational to a lot of the communication that we have today. So
yes, sir, it is.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
You're welcome, and thank you for your time.
Yep. All right. We're going to take another caller. We've got Scott in Saginaw. Scott, good morning to you.
Hey, morning, Jonathan. I got a couple quick things I'd like to talk about. The first one is this January 6th commission. I've unfortunately been watching it just so I can hear what they're saying. And it looks to me very clearly that everything they accused Trump of doing, the Democratic Party actually did in 2016 and got away with it. And so that's why it so infuriates me to see this garbage on TV, watching the news pick it up like this is actually truth. It's sick. It's actually sickening. I mean, how many millions of dollars is being spent on this garbage?
There's a lot of accusations flying around all over the place. And I think that I don't necessarily think that they're all untrue, but I think that there's a lot of things being said and a lot of things being implied that aren't necessarily above board.
Well, yeah, I agree. Well, I mean, they're saying Trump believed that the election was stolen. The Democrats believe 2016 was stolen. Trump tried to get an investigation. Instead, he is being investigated. 2016, the Democratic Party successfully launched a fraudulent investigation against Donald Trump. That's why I'm just so tired of it. I'm so fed up with these damn Democrats. They're sick. And then the other one here too, and here's another one now people need to pay attention to. Look what New York and the White House is saying about the Supreme Court law. They do not want us to have guns. They want us to be unarmed. Chicago, the dingbat mayor over there in Chicago said the police will no longer be able to chase suspects.
There's
you go shoot.
And you look at like San Francisco and things, and they're not prosecuting thefts over $1,000. There's all sorts of things where it's like, okay, are you actually doing your job there? But we've got some other callers to get to. Scott, thank you for your call. Thank you for your time. We're going to go over to Floyd, also in Saginaw. Floyd, good morning.
Yes, I'm calling because on rifles, they use magazines for deer hunting.
Yes,
and they should not sell magazines more than 5 rounds.
And why is that?
Because if you're deer hunting, you ain't going to need more than 5 rounds.
No, I think
what it is all these shooters got magazines bigger than that.
That's true. But if we look at the letter of the law in the United States as it comes to the Constitution, there isn't really a whole lot of leeway to restrict that. Now, it may be what people want. It may be what makes sense. It may be the logical next step, but reforms would need to take place with the existing laws to make that possible.
Well, I understand that, but I don't think they should sell magazines more than 5 rounds.
All right. Well, thank you for your input, Floyd. We're going to go on to our next caller. I hope you have a great weekend.
Yep. Bye-bye.
We're going to go over to Al in Midland. But before we do, I just want to put out there that when it comes to these restrictions, there's a way to repeal the Second Amendment. There's a way to do it. And I think that it wouldn't happen. I don't think it would happen. But the Founding Fathers did build in ways to the Constitution to undo these amendments. And those are not the channels that have been followed. I'd like to see at least some attempt at that. I don't think it would pass. I don't necessarily support it, but I think that that's the legal framework that's been set up. Well, let's go over to Al now. Al, good morning.
Good morning, Jonathan. Hey, I want to compliment you on the job you're doing. You're a wonderful radio interview person. You've done a fantastic job with Terry Henne with the Farm Show. I've been listening for a while, and it's just amazing. You're a newbie, kind of. You started as a call screener, and you're doing a wonderful job.
Well, thank you, sir.
It's so amazing that you get somebody that comes in, that starts in the business, and they do a job right off the bat that's A+, and I'm really impressed. And I think I sent off a private message off to Dave Maurer and a few other folks at the station complimenting you on what a great job you're doing. On the gun magazine thing,
we got 1 minute.
The problem with the gun magazine is people can manufacture their own gun magazines now. There's 3D printers, and you can print a 3D printer gun magazine of any size containing any amount of ammunition you want. So if they stop selling them or making them, you can make them yourself.
That's
with
true.
A 3D printer.
And with the designs that are coming out, they're only going to get more effective. Like people might say they're not that effective right now. They're only going to get more effective.
The way to stop this is to put the criminals in jail, lock them up.
Enforce the laws we've
got. If they commit a
got.
crime and they murder somebody, lock them away. That's the way to fix it. Thank you, Jonathan.
Al.
Have a nice weekend, sir.
You too.
Bye now.
We're going to go to break. We'll be back to wrap up after these notes.
I'm retired Army Colonel Martin Blank, and I'm a Republican running for the state Senate. I'm not a politician. I'm a soldier. and I'm running for the state Senate because Lansing career politicians are failing our families. Average families can't afford groceries. Gas is heading towards $6 a gallon, and many of our neighbors are struggling to pay their mortgages or rent. The economy no longer works for people like us, and Lansing career politicians are doing nothing about it. It's time for a change, to go in a new direction. We've had enough of Lansing career politicians and their broken promises. It's time to put state government back on your side. I'm proud of my military service, the 23 years I spent serving you and protecting your interests. And as your state senator, I'll protect your interests once again. This is Martin Blank, Republican candidate for state Senate. I ask for your vote on August 2nd. Thanks for listening.
Paid for by Martin Blank for state Senate.
These days, it's getting harder and harder to find savings. But you may have more cash than you realize in your home's equity. Unlock it today with a cash-out refinance from Rocket Mortgage. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. That means you could unlock thousands of dollars from your home. And with Rocket Mortgage, you could get all that cash in as little as 3 weeks. Put your hard-earned money to work. Pay down high-interest debt and combine your balances into one simple, low monthly payment. Now is your perfect opportunity to take control of your financial future. So what are you waiting for? When you want to consolidate debt and simplify your finances, Rocket can. Call 8338-ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started. That's 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com. Rocket. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states and MLSconsumeraccess.org number 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
That'll do it for this segment of the Art Lewis Show here on this beautiful Friday morning. We're going to step aside for the news in just a moment, and then after that, we're going to catch up with Mr. Terry Henne, who is over at the Young Farmers Golf Outing at the Vassar Golf and Country Club. We're going to be talking with a couple of our regular guests from the farm show, who we normally only have about a minute or two to talk to. But we're going to have a little bit of an extended conversation, probably end up talking a little bit of agriculture in the Great Lakes Bay region. But for now, we're going to step aside for the news, the CBS National News, and the local report with Mike Percha, who is in the WSGW newsroom. Stick around. We'll be right back after that.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. All eyes are on the Supreme Court this hour, which could begin releasing opinions any minute now. Correspondent Peter King says one involves a law that legalized abortion.
The most anticipated ruling is the abortion case that could eventually overturn Roe v. Wade. Other cases involve the EPA and whether its regulatory power is limited by Congress, a high school football coach's First Amendment rights to lead his team in prayer, and whether or not the Biden administration can end migrant protection protocols at the southern border.
Yesterday, the court struck down a New York law requiring gun owners to obtain permits to carry concealed weapons in public. Last night, 15 Senate Republicans joined 50 Democrats to pass a bipartisan gun control bill. Among those GOP lawmakers, Minority Leader Mitch McConnell.
I think it's a significant step in the right direction.
The House is expected to pass the legislation today and send it on to President Biden. 3 former Justice Department officials testified at yesterday's January 6th hearing and said former President Trump pressured them to try to overturn the 2020 election results. They claim he threatened to replace some of them if they didn't. CBS News chief political analyst John Dickerson.
This was not just about January 6th. This was a 78-day effort. The minute Donald Trump knew he lost the election, he worked for 78 days every possible way he could. I mean, it was like a burglar who first tries the front door, then the window, then the mail slot, then the dog door.
3 make that it is still sweltering in many parts of the country.
Heat warnings and advisories are posted from Texas and Oklahoma to Florida. Some areas will see record-setting 100-degree temperatures.
It's horrible. Just trying to sit in the shade to stay
kind of cool.
It's been getting crazy hot, especially with the humidity out here.
Really hard to just get out and do anything these days with all the heat that's going on.
Heat advisories are also posted in the normally cool Pacific Northwest as people in Western Oregon and Washington State suffer through their first heat wave of the year. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
Morgan Flower says oppressive heat is slowing down the cows at the creamery she runs south of Nashville.
Each herd is producing less milk, so we have less to actually produce food products out of.
The latest victim of video pranksters, J.K. Rowling.
You know, Harry Potter has a scar on his forehead in the shape of the letter Z. You know what is it?
Lightning bolts, yeah.
The Potter author thought she was speaking virtually with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky. Turned out to be a fake who asked her if it might be best to replace Potter's mark with a Ukrainian symbol in light of the war. Dow up 397. This is CBS News.
Hiring is a lot easier with Indeed. Their powerful platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
As golfers, we want more distance, more accuracy, more birdies, pars, and one putts. What if I told you that you can get all of that and more for less during your next golf getaway? Now with 90 holes of golf at one resort, Shanty Creek Resort is bigger and better. Discover a new golf mecca in Bel Air with all the more you need. Variety, quality, and quantity with customizable stay and play packages accommodating every group and budget. When you're ready for more, we'll be here to welcome you at Shanty Creek Resort in Bel Air and online at shantycreek.com.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
It's so sticky.
At Henne's Organic Honey, business may be sweet, but they need an e-commerce queen bee to lead the hive.
Okay, these jars are going to Jakarta. Oh, wait a minute. Does that say Jackson?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by interviewing on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Partly cloudy skies and 76 degrees at 10:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. 2 wild horses from Utah, currently housed in Saginaw County, had escaped from their enclosure Sunday and were finally captured yesterday. The Mustang mares are part of the Federal Bureau of Land Management program controlling the populations of wild horses in the American West. They were housed at a ranch near South Fenmore Road and M57 in Chapin Township for about 2 months before escaping. Some local farmers complained about the horses trampling and eating crops while they roamed about. The Saginaw County Sheriff's Department Mounted Division was deployed to capture the horses with little success until they were baited into temporary paddocks at a woman's property near the Chapin Township Hall. The first mare was captured Wednesday, and the second was captured on Thursday morning. The Bureau of Land Management will reassign the horses to a new location. The case has been forwarded to the Saginaw County Prosecutor's Office for review. The Saginaw Valley Amateur Radio Association and the Bay Area Amateur Radio Club are participating in an annual field day event this weekend from 2 p.m. Saturday until 2 p.m. Sunday. More than 40,000 amateur radio operators in the U.S. and Canada will set up temporary transmitting station in public places to demonstrate ham radio science, skills, and service to the communities and nations. Field Day combines public service, emergency preparedness, community outreach, and technical skills, all within a single activity. Field Day has been an annual function since 1933 and remains the most popular event in ham radio. This year, the objective is to contact as many ham stations within the allotted time frame while practicing under less than ideal conditions, which include alternative ways to power equipment such as solar and battery power and portable generators. Field Day will take place at Elmer Lang Memorial Park at 5851 Mackinac Road, located behind the Kochville Township offices, and also at the Frankenlust Township Park Hall along Delta Road in Frankenlust Township. The event is free and open to the public for both events. WSGW News Time 10:07.
The fundraisers are done. The time has come to party. Join us now through Sunday. It's the 72nd Annual St. Stan's Polish Festival. Plenty of bands, 4 fun-filled days of polka music, along with homemade Polish and American food, games for all ages, including cornhole, raffles, an 80 by 210-foot entertainment tent with a 40 by 80-foot dance floor, and the Skirbeck Family Carnival and its amazing Midway. Where? 2501 John Solinsky Drive, Bay City. Visit us on Facebook for the band lineups and all the special events, including Kids Day on Saturday, the 72nd Annual St. Stan's Polish Festival, going on now through Sunday.
Have you recently tested positive for COVID-19? You may be eligible for therapeutics like antiviral medications and antibody therapy, which could reduce your risk of hospitalization and death. If you are a high-risk patient, talk to your healthcare provider about your options. To learn more about COVID-19 therapeutics, go to michigan.gov/COVID therapy. Sponsored by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
WSGW News Time 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. The state Senate approved State Senate approved Senator Jim Runestad's bill to curb car thefts and expand burglary equipment statutes to include newer technology. The legislation aims to crack down on the upward trend of automobile theft in Michigan. Senate Bill 870 would add computers or other technology used by criminals to allow an individual to program a key code for a motor vehicle to the state's burglary equipment statute, which prescribes a felony offense for individuals found to be in possession of the equipment with the intention to commit theft. The bill now moves to the House of Representatives for consideration. The decoration in the dawn sky is reaching its peak, and now is the best time to see it. Here's Michigan News Network's Aaron V.
It's a planetary parade, and with the waning crescent moon in view, it's even more special.
This is when we have more than 3 planets that you can see all at one time in the sky. Usually, you can't see all 5 of the naked eye planets together. It only happens about every 18 years. And guess what? It's happening right now.
Mike Murray with the Delta College Planetarium in Bay City says Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn are all visible to the naked eye.
The other thing that's cool, get this, the planets will be arranged in their natural order from the sun at the same time.
Murray says the best time to view is around 45 minutes to an hour before sunrise. And make sure you have a clear, flat view of the eastern horizon. I'm Erin Vermeulen on the Michigan News Network.
WSGW News Time 10:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Mostly sunny skies here for today with a high around 90 degrees. Southwest winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for tonight, mostly clear skies, a low near 66. Saturday, sunshine, a high around 91 degrees. Then by Sunday, a slight chance for some showers and thunderstorms. Partial sunshine develops, a high of 84. Monday, mostly sunny skies, high around 75. Then by Tuesday, plenty of blue skies and sunshine, a high around 83. Wednesday, mostly sunny skies, a high of 88. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 75.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. From around your block to around the world, The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Good Friday morning. We're back with another segment of the Art Lewis Show here today. Jonathan Dent filling in for Art Lewis this morning. We're going to have a great talk right now. We're going to check in with Terry Henne over at the Young Farmers Golf Outing at the Vassar Golf and Country Club. Terry, are you there? Good. How are you? It's a beautiful day out there, isn't it? Well, yeah. I don't know any phone numbers hardly at all. I've got them all saved in my phone. Fantastic. Awesome. Wow. Yeah. It's a nice dry heat, right? How's the shade out there on the course? Fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the trouble, isn't it? Yeah. So what's the event going on? What Young Farmers Golf Outing? That's great. Good idea. No. Ooh. I bet. All right. That's a great event. Yeah. Well, I'm interested. That's an interesting point because I was going to say farming is largely a family industry, isn't it? It's something that's passed down generationally. The family farm and all that. What do we see, to broaden the scope a little bit? What do we see generally? Do we see young people leaving that industry, or do we see maybe they're staying in it, but maybe not as much as they were? What have we seen in recent years? Because I know that a lot of large companies have been buying up a lot of farmland in recent years. How's that been all interacting? Yeah. Well, thank you for your input there. I think that's a very crucial topic when it comes to talking about the food industry and food production in the future, as we're looking down the next few decades even. We got to take a break, though. We will be right back. We're talking with Terry Henne and a few guests out at the Young Farmers Golf outing at the Vassar Golf and Country Club put on by Michigan Sugar. We will be right back after these notes.
At Wildfire Credit Union, loan rates are low and cash is back. Borrow for the things you want, consolidate high-interest credit cards, or refinance a loan and watch your monthly payments go down. We have members who save thousands of dollars. You can save too and get cash back.
It's coming back, round again. Cash is back. Tell a friend.
It's easy to open a new loan or move an existing one to Wildfire. Just call, click, or come by any Wildfire branch in Saginaw, Midland, or Bay City and ask for cash back now through the end of August. We've got great rates and personalized solutions for your borrowing needs. Enjoy the things you want. Save money with lower monthly payments. Plus, get cash back.
It's coming back, round again. Cash is back. Tell a friend. It's coming back.
Wildfire Credit Union. Distinctively better.
Cash is back. Tell a
New loans only, subject to credit approval, equal housing lender.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel. Évidemment. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened higher. The market's being helped by lower interest rates on government treasuries and some encouraging earnings news. FedEx was able to meet expectations in its recent quarter, and it's raising its forecast. Though it was facing higher costs from insurance, wages, fuel, and had other expenses, it was helped by its freight and express units. CarMax saw its business soften in the recent quarter, but it held up better than expected. CarMax saw sales increase nearly 14%, but it also is dealing with higher expenses. Zendesk, a company that makes customer service software, could be sold. The Wall Street Journal says Zendesk is close to a deal with a group of buyout firms. The company is believed to be worth about $7 billion. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
If you're fed up with cable news, it's time for Greta Van Susteren. Greta is back with the real news on Newsmax. Tune in at 6 p.m. Eastern tonight to watch The Record with Greta Van Susteren and our new lineup with Rob Schmidt, Eric Bowling, and more. Newsmax is on all major cable systems and streaming platforms. Or download the free Newsmax app on your phone. Watch Greta Van Susteren tonight. Make the switch to Newsmax. It's real news for real people.
Annette Glenn believes defunding police is radical and dangerous. Michigan's murder rate, 14th highest in the nation. Violent crime, above the national average. Annette Glenn backed more funding for police to keep us safe. Paid for by Annette Glenn for State Senate.
Now, a WSGW Morning Team Show memorable moment.
This is the 50th year anniversary of Woodstock coming up. And just announced, if you regret you were not around for Woodstock, there are times I'm glad I was not around for Woodstock. Well, I was alive, but I certainly wasn't available to go on the tent.
But the music was cool.
Rhino Records has come up with a way to relive the festival in real time. It's created a near complete reconstruction of the concert, a boxed set called Woodstock, Back to the Garden. The definitive 50th anniversary archive is coming out. 38 CDs, 36 hours long. Well, this full box set is coming out August 2nd. It will cost you nearly $800.
Ouch. A lot of people bring back memories, and if they were there, they might want to pay $800 to
maybe because they don't remember it to begin with.
Exactly.
So this would be a way for them to relive it.
This is what I missed. I didn't know this band was there.
We must be in heaven, man! The Morning Team, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
Welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. We're talking ag with Terry Henne. Jonathan Dent here, filling in for Art Lewis. We look forward to hearing from him next week. I've been informed that the Young Farmers Golf Outing is being hosted at the Vassar Golf Club. And we're not talking about a single golf club one would use for golfing. We're talking about a golf club one would go to in order to golf. Is that correct, Terry? Right, yeah. That's all right. We got it figured out. I'm sorry, I have to interrupt you, Terry. We've got a special report coming in right now from CBS concerning the Supreme Court. So we're going to take a quick break and listen to that.
Immediately after it was clear that the Dobbs decision had been released, there was a roar from those who've long opposed abortion rights.
Correspondent Linda Kenyon is in Washington.
The case involved Mississippi's sole abortion provider, Jackson Women's Health Organization, which sued the state after lawmakers passed a restrictive ban on abortions after 15 weeks into pregnancy with no exceptions for rape or incest. Roe guaranteed the right to an abortion until the point of fetal viability, but Mississippi's ban would take effect far before that.
CBS News Special Report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
So that was a special report from CBS. The court has handed down a decision overturning Roe v. Wade. Yep. We're back to our regular programming, still here on the Art Lewis Show, talking with Terry Henne. We'll take a quick break, and we will be right back.
Hello, I'm Shep.
And I'm Mark.
We're the friendly board-certified entomologists from Rose Pest Solutions.
Let's tackle some spider myths.
I've got one. Spiders will sneak up and bite you at night.
That's a myth. Spiders are not interested in having you as a midnight snack. Okay, I've got one. You swallow spiders while you're sleeping.
Myth. What spider would enter the snore hole of death? But here's a fact. Spiders can be hard to control.
So call the pros from Rose.
Call Rose Pest Solutions today.
800-966-ROSE.
Here at Total Wine & More, you'll love what you find, especially our totally low prices.
I'm firing up the grill for burgers and want to impress the neighbors.
This bourbon has a smoky flavor that'll go great with your grilling.
Nice! Wow, and look at that price. Well done.
I prefer medium rare. Your neighbors will love it. Love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More. Pickup and delivery available at TotalWine.com. Drink responsibly, B21.
Traffic.
Right.
This wagon commute is killing me. You mind if I turn on your old radio?
Oh, this song again. I swear they play the same 3 chants on every station.
At this rate, it's going to take a fortnight to get to work.
Well, just be glad you don't need to fill up. I mean, have you seen the price of hay?
Mm-hmm.
Throughout history, people have always hated to commute. That's why Monster lets you search work from home jobs. Find your job at monster.com or download the app.
The final wing is ahead of schedule.
Slater's construction company has built a solid reputation.
Yeah, foundation looks great. Let's get a team in place for analysis.
Now they need structural engineers to support their business expansion.
We should have engineers in-house. That would put us ahead of the competition.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by conducting interviews on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Chances are you're jamming in your car right now. And since Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance so you only pay for what you need, Limu and I are going to show you some safe car dance moves. Hit it. Everybody, check your blind spots real quick. Now hands on the wheel. Put them 10 and 2 and move your head like a bird do. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for Salon Blue. You are going to get a shampoo, cut, and a deep condition for only $40. You must book an appointment with this deal. Walk-ins are not available. All of the service providers at Salon Blue are fully licensed through the state of Michigan. Call 989-772-8898 or visit salonblue.com. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
Thank you for being with 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
And we're back here on the Art Lewis Show. Jonathan Dent filling in today for Art Lewis. We're talking with Terry Henne, who's out at the Young Farmers Golf Outing at the Vassar Golf Club. We were interrupted a little bit by a special CBS report, but we're back. And I think, are we still talking with Jessica Carter? Yeah. For sure. Oh? Oh, I bet. Chance to get some new toys, huh? So I've got a question for you, Jessica. What kind of age range do you work with in this youth program, this young farmers program? That's fantastic. And what kind of engagement do you see? Like, is it mostly kids that have grown up on a farm that have grown up in that lifestyle, or do you get engagement from maybe some kids who haven't quite been exposed as much to that? Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's a very good point that when you're talking about young people and kids, especially growing up around equipment like this, they may have been exposed to this equipment. They may have seen it. They may have seen dad or grandpa or an uncle or somebody working on it. But knowing how to be safe around it, especially if they're going to be going into the family business there, very important stuff. Right? For sure. What are some of the other educational program? Because you have safety, you have. So, do you teach the actual like techniques involved in various crop growing? That is awesome. So, you got some, Terry? I heard it. Absolutely. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after these notes.
The Tribute to Summer concert series takes center stage at Saguenay Eagles Landing. Don't miss 1964, a recreation of the Beatles' earliest concerts on June 16th, and Rumors, the ultimate Fleetwood Mac tribute show on June 30th. All shows are outside in the parking lot on the south side of Worth Road and include $10 free play for adults. Saguenay Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. Visit saguenay-eagleslanding.com for complete rules and details.
Menards has everything you need to make your home a better place to live. Save big money on all the top products from Procter & Gamble, like Tide laundry detergent, Dawn dish soap, Bounty paper towels, and more. No gimmicks, no limits, just savings. Right now, get 11% off Menards' wide selection of Procter & Gamble products. Good through June 26th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Let's face it, credit cards are pretty much a necessity.
New tires for the car? Here's my card.
I order takeout, use my card. And most of us just accept the high interest rates credit cards charge as a necessary evil.
What are you going to do?
Get a low fixed-rate credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream from $5,000 to $100,000 and pay off those credit card balances. Apply online, and you could get your money as soon as the day you apply. The average credit card company charges over 19% APR. But with Lightstream, you can get a fixed rate as low as 5.73% APR with autopay and excellent credit.
Now I can pay off my high-interest credit cards and save money with a much lower rate.
Apply today at lightstream.com/radio and get an additional interest rate discount. That's lightstream.com/radio. Lightstream.com/radio.
Subject to credit approval. Rates range from 5.73% APR to 19.99% APR and includes 0.5% autopay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/radio for more information.
Here's the deal. I've had constipation with belly pain, discomfort, and bloating for years. I've tried a lot of laxatives and fiber supplements, but my symptoms keep coming back.
You could have a chronic condition called irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. There could be more to your story with IBS-C. Talk to a doctor today. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by AbbVie and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
This is Kareem Bowen, the host of United Shades of Grey, Conversations of Race in America. We hear a lot about diversity, equity, and inclusion. This week, we'll endeavor to give definition to what those are and how they play a part in re-envisioning America. Tune in.
United Shades of Grey, Sunday evenings at 7 on WSGW.
We're back with you on this Friday edition of the Art Lewis Show. The time does fly. We're approaching the end here on the final segment. We're talking to Terry Henne, who is out at the Young Farmers Golf outing at the Vassar Golf Club. Terry, how are you? It's coming up quick. It's fun to watch. Yep. People are going to be out and about. Absolutely. I think a good rule of thumb when working with fireworks is do what's going to let you keep your thumbs, right? Well, absolutely. Yeah, take a few steps back, huh? Yeah. All right, Terry, you have fun out there. We'll check in with you after the focus program today. Talk to you then. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We will be right back.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Why would you pay full price when you know that you can save money at RocketGrabPlus.com? Check out our deals going on right now from Applied Training, Style Encore, Frankenmuth Aerial Park, JB's Market, 120 Fitness, and more. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Inflation is truly wicked. It's like the government taking money directly from your bank account. This is Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe you can fight inflation with a gold IRA. To explain how gold IRAs work, my friends at Birch Gold have published a free info kit explaining everything. To get your copy, text the word safeguard to 989898. It's free and there's no obligation.
Texting enrolls for automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
Attention men under the age of 35. You know what really impresses the ladies? When a guy has a few drinks and later gets pulled over for buzz driving. That could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. There goes let's grab dinner and a movie. Oh, I know. You drive more carefully when you're buzzed. You've proven that hundreds of times. A woman admires that kind of confidence. And you've practiced how to speak if a cop does pull you over. Slowly, clearly, and politely like, "Good evening, officer." A woman admires that kind of foresight. And what woman doesn't find it adorable that you call it buzzed even though the law calls it drunk? You could kiss $10,000 goodbye, along with any chance of having a girlfriend. Because nothing says, "I'm a catch," more than a guy who lives in his parents' basement and calls it my place.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
Now, how cool is this? I'll use the word groovy.
Yeah, the Mystery Machine.
Yeah, Mystery Machine from Scooby-Doo. This is actually the Mystery Machine from, remember the Scooby-Doo movie?
No, I don't.
20 years ago, when they did a Scooby-Doo movie, this is the actual mystery machine from that movie.
I see.
And one of the stars of the movie, Matthew Lillard, who played Shaggy, is now part of a special Airbnb opportunity where you could actually purchase a one-night stay in the mystery machine. How cool would that be? So this mystery machine includes a Sugar Ray album, portable CD player, a lava lamp,
bongos,
and a vintage TV.
Yeah, bongos, yeah. Why was Fred the only one who could drive the mystery machine? Shaggy ever drive?
Well, would you trust Shaggy behind the wheel?
Probably not.
That one was probably too short.
She always lost her glasses.
Daphne, at times with an airhead. I'm sorry.
So it remains a mystery. The Morning Team, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
Back with you today, Friday, the 24th of June, 2022, here on the Art Lewis Show. To wrap up, we had a great week, even though our dear Art Lewis was not here with us. We look forward to hearing from him again next week, but we thank our guest hosts, Larry Rodarte from Mi Gente on Air, our program on Sunday evenings. He filled in Monday and Tuesday. I was with you on Wednesday. Kareem Bowen from United Shades of Grey was with us yesterday. We had a great conversation. Today we had a good conversation with Dr. Grant from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan about headaches and migraines. We had a conversation a little bit about the Supreme Court ruling yesterday concerning gun control in New York specifically. And then we talked with Terry Henne out at the Young Farmers Golf outing. We'll hear from him again in just a little while during our farm program today. But we had a chance to catch up with Craig Voorhees and have a little bit of a longer conversation, as well as Jessica Carter from the Michigan Sugar Youth Program. That was a very interesting conversation, very important to the future of our country's food supply, to keep young farmers growing up in that family business, keep new blood in that business, to keep the food supply up, something that is very, very pressing right now. We're going to have a CBS special report at the top of the hour concerning the decision just handed down shortly, a little while ago, concerning Roe v. Wade by the Supreme Court. So stick around for that. Then we'll be in the WSGW newsroom with Mike Percha for the local news. And then we'll be back with you on the Focus program to talk a little bit about what's going on at Pit and Balcony Theater. So stick around for that. We will be right back.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Colton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by NHTSA.
I'm Steve Kathan.
Our children will be saved!
A raucous scene outside the U.S. Supreme Court this morning as the justices have overturned the 1973 Roe v. Wade decision that legalized abortion, ending constitutional protections that have been in place for half a century, upholding a Mississippi law that banned the procedures after 15 weeks. CBS's Stephen Portnoy says a 1992 ruling upholding Roe also went down.
The vote to overturn Roe v. Wade and Planned Parenthood versus Casey was 6-3. Chief Justice John Roberts concurred in the decision but wrote separately to say that he feels the majority of the court has gone too far. A controlling opinion written by Justice Samuel Alito is just what was expected. The text was leaked to Politico last month. The court's three liberals wrote a joint dissent expressing their fear that the rights to same-sex marriage and contraception are now in jeopardy, as well as the high court's legitimacy.
Well, former President Obama says the court relegated the most intensely personal decision anyone can make to the whims of politicians and ideologues. Former Vice President Mike Pence says Roe is now in the, quote, ash heap of history. CBS's Margaret Brennan on the immediate impact.
This means that access to abortion is severely restricted. There's about 9 states that have codified it, states like New Jersey, states like Connecticut, but this will be a patchwork of differing laws. This kicks off an incredible legal fight to test whether those laws on the books reflect the will of their constituents or the political outcome of a very motivated constituency.
I'm Stacey Lynn. Abortion rights advocates say it's the poorest women who will be affected the very most.
75% of abortion patients are already low income, and abortion patients are disproportionately Black and brown people. And so those are the communities that will be hardest hit.
State policy analyst Elizabeth Nash with the Guttmacher Institute says there are 26 states that will likely ban abortion now.
That would be 36 million women of reproductive age that will live in a state without abortion access.
Well, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's condemned the overturning of Roe versus Wade as cruel. House Republican leaders say they celebrate the decision. Kelly Robinson, executive director of the Planned Parenthood Action Fund, says the organization will never stop fighting.
This is devastating. The courts have failed this country. The courts have failed women and pregnant people. This is not the America we were promised. This is not in the interest of the people.
A Senate committee says it will hold a hearing on abortion next month. Wall Street, right now, the Dow is up 631 points. This is CBS News.
Leaving a child in a hot vehicle can lead to their death very quickly. If you see a child left unattended, call 911. If the child looks unresponsive, do what it takes to get him or her out safely. Brought to you by NHTSA.
At Wildfire Credit Union, loan rates are low and cash is back. Borrow for the things you want. Consolidate high-interest credit cards, or refinance a loan and watch your monthly payments go down. We have members who save thousands of dollars. You can save too and get cash back.
It's coming back round again. Cash is back. Tell a friend.
It's easy to open a new loan or move an existing one to Wildfire. Just call, click, or come by any Wildfire branch in Saginaw, Midland, or Bay City and ask for cash back now through the end of August. We've got great rates and personalized solutions for your borrowing needs. Enjoy the things you want. Save money with lower monthly payments. Plus, get cash back.
It's coming back round again. Cash is back. Tell a friend. It's coming back.
Wildfire Credit Union. Distinctively better.
Cash is back. Tell a friend.
New loans only, subject to credit approval, equal housing lender.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Partly cloudy skies and 80 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. The city of Saginaw is taking a zero-tolerance stance against illegal use of fireworks this summer. The law says loud fireworks and projectiles can only be set off from 11 a.m. to 11:45 p.m. between June 29th and July 4th. It's illegal to set them off anytime before or after those dates and times. Starting tonight, Saginaw Police, fire units, and scenic code enforcement will devote more resources to enforcement of the law. Anyone caught setting off fireworks outside the designated dates and times can be served a $1,000 fine. A city ordinance also prohibits residents from setting off fireworks on public roadways, on the sidewalk, or on school and public property like city garages. Fire officials say if you are going to set off fireworks, make sure you have a water source or fire extinguisher nearby. People can report problems with noisy fireworks by calling 911 or emailing stopthenoise@saginaw-mi.com. Residents of Flint who have yet to make a claim in the city's water settlement only have a few days left after a federal judge extended the claim period earlier this year. Originally slated to end May 12th, claims can be submitted until June 30th. The state has provided $626 million to the city, with 80% of that going to people who were children at the time of the crisis. Claims and information on how to file can be found online at flintwaterjustice.com. Registrants looking for help can call the claims administrator at 1-800-493-1754. The city of Saginaw is reminding residents collection efforts and water shutoffs for delinquent accounts will resume beginning July 18th. The city paused water shutoffs early in the pandemic. Any account shown delinquent with no recent payment or payment arrangement will be subject to disconnection. Customers with past due balances will receive a red card notice instructing them to contact water billing customer service by the deadline. WSGW News Time 11:07.
Hi, this is Mike Avery. You know you can hear my outdoor magazine show Sunday mornings 9 till noon on WSGW, but now there's another option. Saturday morning, 6 till 9. Tune in for the latest outdoor news and information, hunting and fishing tips, wildlife and conservation issues, even some wild game cooking. That's Outdoor Magazine now on Saturday mornings too, 6 till 9, right here on WSGW 790 AM and 100.5 FM.
WSGW News Time 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. Absentee ballots for the August 2nd statewide primary election are now available. Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson says the ballots are available at local clerk offices and will soon be mailed to voters who have already applied to vote absentee. She says voters have numerous secure options for how to cast their ballots this August. Regardless, if they have received an application in the mail, voters can apply to vote absentee at michigan.gov/vote. At the same site, voters who have already submitted their application can track that it has been received and track the mailing of their ballots. A sad passing to note as a beloved tiger at the Detroit Zoo has died. Here's Michigan News Network's Jim Matthews.
At almost 19 years old, Kissa was considered elderly for an Armor or Siberian tiger, whose life expectancy is 10 to 15 years in the wild. She was born in August 2003 at the Detroit Zoo and was the oldest tiger in the Devereaux Tiger Forest. The zoo says she was an individual who followed her own set of rules, and despite being known for her spirited attitude, she was mild-mannered with the staff. The zoo had been monitoring and treating her age-related ailments, and she was on 3 different medications. She passed yesterday during a veterinary procedure meant to manage her arthritis and improve her quality of life. Jim Matthews, Michigan News Network.
Wood turtles in Michigan are having a tough time, and an aquarium in Auburn Hills called Sea Life Michigan is working to help them. Marine biologist Gordon Greenlee says the turtles are struggling due to habitat loss. The aquarium is rescuing baby turtles and raising them at the aquarium for 8 to 12 months before releasing them back into the wild. Greenlee says when they are released, they're much bigger and stronger, and it helps them get a good head start out in the wild. The Senate approved a bipartisan gun violence bill late Thursday night, paving the way for expected House passage on Friday. Part of the new legislation contains an initiative from Michigan Senator Debbie Stabenow to expand high-quality mental health and addiction services nationwide. Stabenow says more than half of gun deaths are suicides, and those with mental illness are more likely to be victim of violence than to perpetrate it. WSGW News Time 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Mostly sunny skies here for today with a high around 90 degrees. Southwest winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for tonight, mostly clear skies, a low near 66. Saturday, sunshine, a high around 91 degrees. Then by Sunday, a slight chance for some showers and thunderstorms. Partial sunshine develops, a high of 84. Monday, mostly sunny skies, high around 75. Then by Tuesday, plenty of blue skies and sunshine, a high around 83. Wednesday, mostly sunny skies, a high of 88. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 79.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Good morning. Welcome to Focus on this beautiful Friday morning, still for another hour or so. Today, we're going to be talking about the Pit and Balcony Theater's upcoming 91st season. They've been in the business for quite a while, and here to talk about it with me is Amy Spadafor? How am I saying this?
Spadafor is right. You had it right the first time.
All right, thank you. Amy, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Great. 91 seasons.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's pretty cool. We've been around for a long time. Maybe one. I can't say for certain, but I think one of the longest consecutively running arts organizations in Saginaw, certainly.
That's fantastic.
And in the state as well, I think.
That's amazing. So what do we have planned? It's obviously did you have a big celebration for the 90th season? That's a good milestone.
Yeah. So we are ending our 90th season this weekend. Actually, we just opened our last show last night for our 90th season.
Now,
and
real quick, can you tell me the name of that last show? Because I happen to know it.
Do you? Well, the trick is to say it without reading it. A funny thing happened. A funny thing happened on the way to the Gynecologic Oncology Unit at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center of New York City.
Wow. Yeah, I couldn't do that without reading it. Have to give you a pat on the back for that one. But what do you have coming up here in the 91st season?
So our 91st season actually features 7 shows for the first time, certainly in recent memory. So we have a 5-show main stage season, which starts with The Lightning Thief, which is the Percy Jackson musical, of course, based on the book series for young adults. And then in December, we have actually 2 shows. So our main stage show in December is called the Holiday Channel Christmas movie Wonderthon, which kind of takes every trope in the Hallmark Channel Christmas movies that you've ever seen and kind of mashes them all together in like a really cute and saccharine sweet comedy. And we're presenting that one on Friday nights and then Saturday and Sunday matinees, because this year we've decided to expand our After Dark brand, which is kind of our more mature adult audiences brand, into the holiday season. And on Saturday evenings in December, so it'll be the Saturday evenings that kind of run those same weekends. In December, we're presenting Who's Holiday, which is takes a look at Cindy Lou Who after she's grown into an adult. And we find out that she's had a relationship with the Grinch.
Oh my! And
we meet her on the night of her Christmas party while she's waiting for her guests to arrive. So that one it's a really fun and irreverent comedy for the parents who maybe need a little break during the holiday season. So we give them kind of the opportunity to have an adult night out right there in the middle of December. And then we start off 2023 with one for the whole family. It's Ramona Quimby, based on the books by Beverly Cleary. I grew up reading Ramona Quimby, and I know a lot of moms are sharing those books with their daughters now. So I'm really excited to present Ramona Quimby in January and February. And then in March, we have Sweat, which is a Pulitzer Prize winning production. And that one follows a group of friends in a Rust Belt city. It's set in Pennsylvania, but it will feel very familiar to people in Saginaw because it's a story about a group of people who work in the steel factory, and the factory starts eliminating jobs, and so there's a strike, and kind of a lot of the relationships that happen when you're working with people for a long time, and kind of your positions within the factory change, jobs are lost, and kind of all of the tensions that kind of surround that kind of activity. So I think that it will feel really familiar to people in Saginaw. So, but then in May, we lighten up the season to kind of end it a little bit with a musical called First Date. And this one follows 2 people on a blind date, and they're met with kind of the rest of the actors who are playing the ensemble actually play I think there are 5 actors who play something like 50 different characters. And they're playing like all of the different people and personalities in this couple's lives, like talking to them as they're going through this first date. So this first blind date. And that one's just a lot of fun, super high energy, funny comedy musical.
Awesome.
And then to end our 91st season, we go back into kind of the regular After Dark spot, which is in June. And when we do our regular After Dark shows, we turn our proscenium stage, which is the kind of theater that most people are used to, where everyone sits in the audience and you're looking up at a stage in front of you. We turn it into a black box space. So basically, we don't use the theater seats at all. And we set 100 chairs up on the stage, so you're up close and personal with the cast. And it's a very cool and unique experience that nobody really does regularly around here, except for Pit and Balcony. So
very interesting.
For that show in June, we're presenting Sunday on the Rocks. And that's a play that was written in the 90s and was set in the 90s and follows a group of 4 women who live together and kind of addresses a lot of the issues that they're facing, including, you know, their romantic lives and a number of other kind of social issues that unfortunately are still relevant today.
Yeah.
So I think that one will be something that will also resonate with a lot of our audiences. So
sounds like a great
really
lineup.
big and full season. Yeah.
Yeah. We've got to take a break. We will be right back. We're talking with Amy Spatafor of Pit and Balcony on their 91st season.
Looking for a new place to call home? The Springs of Frankenmuth is a Wellspring community focused on age-friendly home design, supportive technology, services, and home affordability. The Springs will quickly become part of your active senior lifestyle, so you can forge new friendships and nurture old ones too. To live each day on purpose, with purpose, visit lifeatthesprings.com. New homes are going fast, so reserve yours today.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Why would you pay full price when you know that you can save money at RocketGrabPlus.com? Check out our deals going on right now from Applied Training, Style Encore, Frankenmuth Aerial Park, JB's Market, 120 Fitness, and more. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com. RocketGrabPlus.com.
You and your phone have been through a lot this past year. It's been your lifeline to the world. And now some big wireless company is telling you got to buy a new phone from them and sign their contract? They don't control you. With TracFone Wireless, you can keep the phone, number, and network you already have. Already got a 5G phone? Keep that too. Because TracFone runs on America's best networks now with 5G nationwide. Plus, we've got unlimited talk and text smartphone plans starting at just $20. TracFone Wireless. Now you're in control. 5G nationwide access requires a 5G capable device. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
You are with WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
And we're back here with you on the Focus program. We're talking with Amy Spatafor of Pit and Balcony Theater about their 91st season. And Amy, when you said 2023, it hit me. It hit me hard, but we're coming up on that.
Yep.
The time flies. So I want to... You said you're expanding your After Dark brand, which is a more mature line of productions, I take it. Tell us a little bit about that decision.
So in 2016, we decided that we wanted to kind of expand our season a little bit. We'd been talking for a while about offering kind of more contemporary pieces in a unique setting at Pit and Balcony. And we decided that kind of the fun way to do that would be to create our space and turn it into a black box setting, which I briefly went through just before the break, which basically allows us to kind of create this space however we want. So currently, we have audience just on 2 sides of the playing space. Sometimes they're all the way around the actors. Sometimes they're on 3 sides. So it really kind of gives us a lot of versatility with how we present these shows. And it also allows for our audiences to kind of pick and choose the content that they want to take in. This gives our artists kind of an opportunity to expand into something that that is sometimes a little meatier. They get to sink their teeth into. They really get to kind of feel like they're making a larger impact maybe than in other shows. And it gives our audience kind of the ability to choose to see something that they wouldn't normally see on our stage or many other stages in the area. A lot of the shows that we present, you would have to go to Lansing or Detroit to see. And we were a little bit nervous going into it when we started it, because we're like, we might make some people angry. But in my opinion, good art does.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel something strongly, then it's good. But our After Dark production has been consistently the most well-attended, the most celebrated part of each of our seasons. And so it's been a successful experiment, I think, at this point.
Absolutely.
And so we decided that it would be kind of a fun thing to do to expand it further into the season, kind of get it out of just being a summer production, and making it part of our regular brand. And it seemed like the holiday season was a good place to start, because it does seem like that's when you find people who are saying, oh man, I just need a night to myself, a night with me and my girlfriends, or date night or something like that. Because we're all running ragged during the holiday season. It gives us an opportunity to sit back and laugh a little bit and have some free time.
Yeah, it sounds like a great time. I couldn't help but think when you were describing the black box setting about like the old like the globe, where the audience would be right there in the face of the actors. It just brought that image to mind. So if people want to find out more about what Pit and Balcony is up to, where can they find that information?
It's www.pitandbalconytheater.com, and theater is spelled with an R-E.
Good distinction.
We're also very active on Facebook and Instagram. Our Flex Passes for season 91 are on sale now. So our Flex Passes are basically our version of a season ticket, but instead of getting one ticket to each of the shows, you get 5 tickets, and you can use them however you'd like throughout the season. So you can use all 5 of them on one show, just split them between 2 shows, or use one for each show. And then Flex Pass holders do get a discount on both of our After Dark productions as well. So they'll be able to kind of add those productions on if they so choose at a discount. So those are on sale now, and then individual tickets will go on sale in just a couple of weeks, actually, here in July. So I can't believe it's almost July.
Yeah, it's going quick.
Yeah.
That Flex
And then,
Pass
of course,
sounds like a good structure.
There's a show this weekend. So, you want to get a little taste of what the After Dark is about. Come tonight or tomorrow, and you'll get to see that one too.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for being with us today, Amy. Sounds like you've got a lot going on. Sounds like a great time over at Pit and Balcony. You have a good weekend.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a great weekend.
All right. We just want to remind you that Focus program today brought to you by Roofmax, a safe, easy, proven, affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Call Ben today at 989-859-6751 or go online at GetRoofmax, that's Max with 2 X's.com for a free quote. Again, that's GetRoofmax.com. We'll be right back.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roofmax shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money. Guaranteed with Roofmax, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Here at Total Wine & More, you'll love what you find, especially our totally low prices.
That rosé you recommended was a hit. What should we try for more fun in the sun this weekend?
This silver tequila makes a refreshing tequila sunrise.
Perfect. Wow, that price is refreshing too.
Love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More. Pickup and delivery available at TotalWine.com. Drink responsibly, B21.
Hello, Michigan. I'm John Gonzalez.
And I'm Amy Sherman. We've got big news.
We're back! And you can join us Sundays at 1 p.m. as we once again go behind the mitten.
We'll take you to every corner of the state, sharing the stories that make Michigan great.
Find a hidden gem or a new favorite spot that might be located right in your hometown.
We'll go above the bridge and taste our way across the state.
Join us Sundays at 1 p.m. right here on 100.5 and 790 News Radio, WSGW.
That'll do it for today's edition of the Focus Show. Currently awaiting a call from Steve Anderson. We'll see if that comes through. Great conversation today with Amy Spatafor from Pit and Balcony. Sounds like they've got a lot going on over their 91 seasons. They've been putting on productions here in Saginaw. That is a great achievement for them. And it sounds like they've got some fun stuff lined up with the expansion of their After Dark line of shows, which maybe is for a bit of mature audience there, but definitely a change in setting as well, with them changing out how they produce them on the main stage there. We're going to step aside now, and we're going to, well, I'll still be here, but we're going to welcome in Terry Henne, who's on remote today at the Young Farmers Golf Outing at the Vassar Golf Club. We talked with him a little bit during the Art Lewis show. We're going to have him back for his farm show here at the bottom of the hour. And then we'll step aside for Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins once the noon hour hits. So stick around. We will be right back.
There are a lot of decisions to make before you decide to spend your hard-earned money. How will it benefit me? Which features stand out? How much does it cost? And is it the best value? You need knowledgeable people helping you make the best decisions. Somebody that knows what they're talking about. Whether you're remodeling, dining out, planning your financial future, or making the right choices in running your business, the members of the Independent Business Association of Saginaw County are your best trusted source. The IBASC businesses serve this area with expertise, professionalism, and some of the best customer service anywhere. When you visit their website, ibasag.com, you'll find them. They're your neighbors who live and work in Saginaw County. They own local businesses and provide jobs to hundreds of residents. They're volunteers. They donate their time and money to local charitable organizations and care about your community. Keep the dollars here. Spend at the locally owned companies that make up the IBASC. People you know, businesses you can trust. For more information on these great businesses, visit ibasag.com.
We're back here on the Focus program with one last little segment. Steve Anderson from Baird joins us now. Steve, good morning.
And good morning to you.
It's good to hear from you again. What do we have today?
Well, we've got a really good Friday going right now. We've got Dow Jones Industrial Average is ahead by 655 points, putting it at 31,332. Volume of 365 million shares. The Nasdaq's ahead by 246 at 11,478. Volume there is 392 million shares.
All right. And your ticker tip of the day?
My ticker tip of the day is we have certainly seen more than our share of volatility so far this year. And the most important thing to remember and to keep right on at the very top of mind when we've got this kind of volatility going on is to not allow yourself to get spooked, get scared out, panic, do things that ultimately you probably shouldn't do. Remember, try to keep your goals and what you're trying to accomplish, look at them in a little bit more long-term fashion, and do not plan to use the market as the place to put money that you need for, I call it lunch money, but it's stuff that you're going to be needing to spend soon. The longer the time you've got for it to work, the higher your chances of getting the exact outcome you wish to have. So be patient.
Absolutely. Thank you, Steve. Have a great weekend.
I will. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We'll be right back with Terry Henne for the Farm Show.
Looking for a tasty meal with drinks and fun? Come to Knollview Golf Course. We are open to the public with the best outdoor patio bar on the Sunrise side. Enjoy happy hour at the Final Pour Gazebo Bar on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday from 2 to 5. Enjoy steak, salmon, chicken, or shrimp on the grill, as well as outdoor music.